Summer Vibes Devotional 13. The Aftermath. Have you ever gotten amped to do something, but as soon as the moment passes, you wonder why, how you got so excited in the first place? The hardest part of following Jesus is living out your faith when the emotions of the moment wears off. When you ask Jesus into your life, you feel excitement and potential of being made new. But when you wake up the next day, school is still a struggle. Your relationship with your parents is still strained. Some days you wake up and you don't feel new, but feelings are not facts. You don't have to feel something for it to be true. Similarly, just because you feel something doesn't mean it's real. In John 13:36-38, Peter's faith was challenged big time. Peter had walked on water and seen Jesus perform signs and wonders. When Jesus tells Peter that Peter would deny him not once, not twice, but 3 times, Peter gets defensive and swears he would never do that. But when Jesus is in chains and circumstances look grim, Peter does exactly what Jesus said. When the confidence of the moment wore off, Peter gave in to what his heart felt, fear and despair. After the resurrection, Jesus forgives and restores Peter. Their exchange over a campfire breakfast reminds us God meets us in our mess. When we feel like we can't go back to the way things were, He is ready and willing to forgive and restore. Is there anything you think you can't mess up or God won't love you anymore? Are you as close to God as you once were? What if anything has changed? Read Jeremiah 17:9. Why is it dangerous to trust our heart? Who does the Bible tells us to trust instead? John 13:36-38. Simon Peter asked him, Lord, where are you going? Jesus replied, Where I am going, you cannot follow now, but you will follow later. Peter asked, Lord, why can't I follow you now? I will lay down my life for you. Then Jesus answered, Will you really lay down your life for me? Very truly I tell you, before the roosters crow, you will disown me 3 times. John 13:36-38. John 18:15-18. Simon Peter and other disciples were following Jesus because this disciple was known to the highest priest. He went with Jesus into the high priest's courtyard, but Peter had to wait outside at the door. The other disciple who was known to the highest priest came back and spoke to the servant girl on duty there and brought Peter in. You aren't one of the man's disciples too, are you? She asked Peter. He replied, I'm not. It was cold, and the servants and officials stood around a fire they made to keep warm. Peter also was standing with them, warming himself. John 18:15-18. John 21 verses 4 through 19. Early in the morning, Jesus stood on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. He called out of them, "Friends, haven't you any fish?" "No," they answered. He said, "Throw your net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some." When they did, they were unable to haul the net in because of the large number of the fish. When the disciples whom Jesus loved to Peter, "It is the Lord." As soon as Simon Peter heard him say, "It is the Lord," he wrapped his outer garment around him, for he had taken it off, and jumped into the water. And the other disciples followed in the boat toward the net full of fish, for they were not far from the shore. About 100 yards. When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals there were with fish on it and some bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you haven't just caught." So Simon climbed back into the boat and dragged the net ashore. It was full of large fish, 153. But even with so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, "Come and have breakfast." None of his disciples dared ask, "Who are you?" They knew it was the Lord. Jesus came and took the bread and gave it to them, and did the same with the fish. This was now the third time Jesus appeared with his disciples after he was raised from the dead. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," he said. "You know I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Again, Jesus said, "Simon of John, do you love me?" He answered, "Yes, Lord, you know I love you." Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." The third time he said to Simon, son of John, "You know you love me." Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said, "Lord, you know all things. You know I love you." Because Jesus said, "You feed my children, you feed my sheep." Very true, I tell you, when you were younger, then dressed yourself and went where you wanted, and when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you, lead you where you do not want to go. Jesus said this to indicate the kind of death by which Peter would glorify God. Then he said to him, "Follow me." John 21 verse 4 through 19. I hope this is a blessing to you as it is for me. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.